Hello. Now let's see what the slots are in the Python, right? Now to understand the slots, let's start with the simple examples. Here we have the class location. Now here we are defining slots. We're defining three member in the slots, name, longitude, and latitude. And the init method, we are defining will pass all the value of the longitude, latitude, and the name. We have this property decorator to access the longitude and the latitude both, right? Now let's do this. Now here, now when we try to access the dict property of the location attribute or of the location class, when we try to do this, what happens? Here we can see the slots are, here we can see that all the property decorator as well, right? And we'll also see that these three are the member of the location object, right? Now here, what happens when we try to add a new variable? Here we are trying to do location.map service equal to Google Maps. So basically we are trying to add a new attribute. When we try to do this, we have added a new attribute. When we try to get the dict of that, here we have added the new attribute, new class attribute. But the use of slot affect the instance of the class, not the class directly. So here we are getting the object of the locations. We can access all three attribute, right? Now, when we try to access the dict property of the attribute, now this will give you the error. This is happening because of the slots. This means that you can no longer add attribute to the instance, right? So now here we are trying to add a new attribute because we do not have the dict attribute. Dict like we do not have this dictionary to add a value, so we cannot add it. And again, you cannot do this to the object attribute. And when we do this, here we're getting error, right? This location object has no attribute to map link. We'll get that. Now we can actually delete the attribute from the instance. When we say tell l dot name, this is like we are deleting that. Now, as we can see, that instance no longer has this attribute. Now, when we try to print it, there is no name attribute, right? Now, you can also reassign the value of the name attribute. That we can do, but we cannot create a new attribute. When we do this, it's like we are reassigning the value. We can access the value, right? So this is how slots work. Basically, it limits the object attribute additions and the behavior, right? Thank you very much.